In the search for the British TV presenter and author Dr. Michael Mosley on the Greek island of Symi. The 67-year-old was last seen early on Wednesday afternoon when he went for a walk alone in a remote mountainous area. The island's mayor said the body was spotted by a cave next to a beach after an extensive search operation led by emergency workers. Yesterday, new CCTV footage emerged showing him heading towards a path that would have taken him over miles of exposed hillside. The search effort's been widespread and has included firefighters, dogs, helicopters, drones, local people and officers from Symi and outside the island. Dr. Mosley presented programmes on health, and his books on intermittent fasting for weight loss have sold millions of copies worldwide. His family has said the last few days have been unbearable. I speak to our correspondent Joe Inwood, who is on the island of Symi. Joe, talk us through what's been announced today.
So there hasn't actually been a formal announcement yet. It's emerged, reports have come, there's been police sources that have told us that a body has been found. Now it's important to say there has not been formal identification yet. We're standing actually just off the coast. Now I should say it wasn't in a cave, we understand, that a body was found. It was up on those cliffs there on the hillside. And so this is a busy beach, and so it seems that the body was there for a number of days whilst people would have been on that beach. And this is the headland that they've been searching. This whole area has been covered by emergency services, by helicopters for a number of days now. And that's because it's gradually emerged that Michael Mosley, because of CCTV, had made it to the village of Bethy. Now, if I just give you a bit of a sense of the geography, it's around that corner over there, around that headland, is where the village was. That was where he was last sighted, and evidently the authorities have assumed that he was walking somewhere here on this barren, very rugged terrain, and that has been the focus of the operations. Now, once again, I have to say this has not been confirmed as him, but there are clearly a large amount of emergency services here. Got Coast Guard boats over there, we've got police and doctors on the shore, and of course it is leading to many people to suspect the worst.
And Joe, talk to us about the weather, the kind of conditions you're experiencing on the island.
Incredibly hot. I mean, it's slightly less hot today than it was, but on Wednesday it was a particularly hot day, 42 degrees or so. And especially in the middle of the day when Dr. Mosley went for his walk at about 1:30, it is unbearably hot. I mean, I've been out filming, we've done some filming for the news website showing exactly the conditions at that time, and it really, the sun is beating down on you. It is very hot. And also, if you can see there, this is not a place with much tree cover, with much shade. It is incredibly barren terrain. And so that combination, I think, of making a difficult walk in incredibly hot temperatures and without any shade is obviously going to be a very, very dangerous thing to do. And it's something which the local mayor, but it's something that local people wouldn't try and manage that at that time of day, just because the conditions are so difficult.
Joe, we're starting to lose the signal a little bit, but let's try and see if we can keep going. Dr. Mosley's family are on the island now. He was there holidaying with his wife at first, but other members have arrived.
Yeah, absolutely. So Michael and his wife, Dr. Claire Bailey Mosley, were on a beach. In fact, I think if I could just get one of the cameraman to point over there, on that beach over there, that was where they were staying, here on a holiday with friends. And that was on Wednesday. It was yesterday, we understand, that his 4 children had come out. Now, they haven't spoken publicly, and his wife, Dr. Bailey Mosley, has only put a statement out. And that was yesterday afternoon. That statement thanked the people of this community and the Greek authorities and the British consulate for all of their help. And it said, what a terrible few days. It's absolutely unbearable to not know what has happened to your loved one like that. Now, she said, we maintain hope, and they will be hoping that this is a false alarm, but certainly the indications are, given the amount of police activity here, that hope may be dwindling.
Joe, just how big a search operation has this? It sounds like it's had many different elements with lots of different people involved.
Yeah, it's been absolutely massive, certainly for a small community like this. The island of Symi has only got 2,500 people that live here. It's not a big place, and they certainly wouldn't have huge search and rescue capabilities sitting around ready to go. In fact, the locals here that we've spoken to said they'd never seen anything like this. There was a helicopter that's been involved that was flying all over these hills for the last couple of days. There were police dogs involved, searching, sniffer dogs. There have been a large number of fire and rescue officers, the policemen, certainly dozens and dozens. People have come in from elsewhere. We were on the ferry over a few days ago and we saw a police dog that had come in from Athens. And just to give you an indication of how difficult the conditions here are, this morning we learned that that police dog had to sent home because it was so exhausted by the heat and had burnt itself on the hot terrain. So that gives you an idea of the conditions under which they've been operating. And you know, the scale of this operation, which really is unprecedented for this island.
Joe, for the moment, thank you very much. Joe Inwood on the island of Symi. Our media and arts correspondent David Sidito looks at Michael Mosley's career.
Now, the diet I'm about to go on was developed by a nutritionist in Toronto.
Dr. Michael Mosley. He was, to many of us, a trusted, charismatic god of good